Hello Milky Friends, Milkstore here with you for another Idle Heroes video. How are you? I hope you're well. Happy... There's nothing special this week. The Mid-Autumn Festival was last week, so happy post Mid-Autumn Festival. I hope you all had an enjoyable week in the past. Hope you're all having an enjoyable weekend. This is obviously coming out just slightly late. I had a day off yesterday. We actually had a holiday here where I live for a sporting event, which is kind of bizarre because if you're in America, for example, you would never have a special holiday just for, say, for example, the NFL Grand Final football. Or if you're in the UK or Europe, they're not gonna give you a holiday just for the UEFA Cup. Well, it turns out there is a place in the world that actually gives you not one, but 2 holidays for sporting events. So here in Melbourne, Australia, we have what we call a public holiday for the AFL, Australian Football League Grand Final weekend. So on the weekend of the football Grand Final, you get a holiday on the Friday, and the actual Grand Friday is on the Saturday. And then we also get a holiday for a horse racing event called the Melbourne Cup, which is apparently one of the most famous races in the world, but no one's heard about it. But there's a lot of money involved, and we get a holiday on the Tuesday because that's when they run the Melbourne Cup. And I think we're the only place in the world that actually has 2 dedicated holidays, or even just 1 dedicated holiday for a sporting event. I do not know anywhere else that has given their population a holiday for a sporting event. Comment down below if I'm wrong. I'm always interested to hear other places that have these special holidays, but it's just completely odd. Anyway, this week's event, by the time you see this video, Mid-Autumn would have passed and gone. You would have claimed your rewards. I'll go through, on the off chance that it hasn't and you see this video very quickly, what I've basically spent my rewards on were basically a Seer skin, 1 9-star puppet, and 1, hero shard. Because I ended up with 3,600, 3,600, where are we going? Of those rose bouquets. Well, I ended up with 2,500 and blah blah blah, something else. But then, obviously, with universal crystal shards, I got my way up. I got my way to 3,600. Got me that artifact chest, and obviously that ends up, when you divide it by about 20, you end up with 180 carrot cakes. So if you're in the same situation, what I did was I went for a skin, a puppet, and the 5-star hero fragment. Now, look, if you don't have at least 2 of these skins, these festival limited skins, I would say I might be tempted to go for another puppet. So you go for 2 puppets and 2 hero shards. I mean, like, this chest is nice and all, but I'm guessing by now that you have every hot hero that you need in terms of copies, and if you don't, probably that chest is probably a really good deal. But, you know, in terms of why the skin, when would you consider a skin? So Red 7 had a point last week. You should consider the skin because it's really hard to get festival limited skins, and there will be on occasions where you can use gems to swap the festival limited skin, roll for a much better one. So, as an entry point into just having 1 festival limited skin to be able to swap around with, you need to get it somehow, right? You either pay for it, or in this event, this is kind of like your only free way to get it. Right, so this is your way to get a free festival limited skin, which you can swap down the track. And thanks Red 7 for the way, that perspective. I think it's quite valuable. So that's what I did. I went with, not because of that reason, but because by getting Mulan, what I was effectively able to do, if I go to my gallery, is because I already have Penny and I already have Ignis. By completing Mulan eventually, very slowly, I'm going to get basically this bonus point activation thing for the skin bonds. And I know I've told you in the past, look, Undertale and Naughty Ghost are the worst bonds to do because the amount of bonus points you get is slightly underdone by 3 points, and I'm going to write the devs and they're probably going to fix it next time around. But effectively, you're supposed to get 3 points per legendary skin bond. Like here, there's 2. Angel Bond, there's 2 of them, you get 6 points. Down here, Merry Christmas, there's 4 heroes or skins, and you get 12 points. Well, 3 times 3 is 9, right? Why is it 6? So I'll write the devs, they'll get it fixed, but I'm in no hurry to do that because I'm not going to enjoy the advantages now. Anyway, that is the Mid-Autumn Festival event. Like I said, there's only so many combinations of things you can do with what you get. So hopefully you get exactly what you want. But this is all free stuff, so I'm not going to complain. This week's event's kind of a bit boring. There's not really much to tell. Let's just go through it. So this week's event is obviously the Labyrinth, which it is what it is. There's no secrets here, so I'm not going to really talk about it. But then in terms of the Wishing Coin event, so if we go here, the hero is Jara. I would save Wishing Coins only because if you don't have enough copies of Aspen, when Transcendent Aspen eventually comes out in December, week before or the week of, they're probably going to give you a chance to get Aspen using Wishing Coins, Aspen copies. So I would just save your Wishing Coins for basically for that event, especially if you don't buy a lot of Wishing Coins like I do frequently, because I find value in Wishing Coins. You should just save them. And the reason why I kind of value Wishing Coins quite highly is because if you look at what you get, right? Wishing Coins, I'm in it for basically the pink dust. I'm in it for the green stuff. I'm also, in particular, what really gets me excited and is unlimited on the Wishing Coin is basically the artifact fragments, or just the artifacts that you can get. It's really hard if you're not buying artifacts from Celestial Island to get artifacts, artifact fragments. And specifically, obviously, you need artifact fragments to sacrifice for Ormus's workshop to upgrade your artifacts. The only reliable way to really get it, like I said, outside of Celestial Island Merchant, it's basically the Wishing Coin. And that's why I like it so much. I find great value in it. I've done the math before. It's kind of complex. I'm not going to go into it, but every time you get even the opportunity to buy it, I think it's on in the Aspen Dungeon where you can reliably get it, or even on the Merchant on Celestial Island. If you can get it at about 25 gems a piece per Wishing Coin and less, you should probably do it. Especially if you've got spare gems lying around. The math checks out. It's quite complex. If you want to know about it, I can do a video, but in my opinion, it's actually worth it. Anyway, that is the Wishing Coin / Labyrinth event. Let's very quickly talk about the Mysterious Chest. The Mysterious Chest, I basically purchased the scrolls. I kind of stopped buying the Prophet Orbs, only because don't really need it. But I've started buying the skins again, only because I need to upgrade. All of a sudden, with Skin Gallery, I don't have enough skin fodder to upgrade all my limited skins or festival limited skins to legendary skins. So now I'm looking to just buy a lot of skin food again. And then if you look at the 8,000 chest, feathers, it's 400 feathers to get one artifact. We've said one artifact was 20,000 gems, right? So 30 feathers is, what's the math? So 10 feathers is 2,000 gems, so it's about 6,000 gems worth of feathers here. No one really needs a Russell copy, let's be honest. He's not really here or there now, Russell. But then you're saying, you know, 2,000 guild coins or 30,000 guild coins worth 32,000 gems. Probably are. So, look, if you've got a spare 8,000 gems lying around, do it. I'm saving my gems because I'm trying to push Vanquisher. Now that I've seen all the videos out there that basically says you don't need 3 Delaciums and you don't need energy feed, well, not really. You just need to basically buff the fuck out of your Seer, and get her to, like, basically, I don't know, have as much attack as you can get, and get her to basically 1,000,000 points in terms of damage dealt. So I'm on like 988. I could probably push it if I really wanted to. I'm basically going to try and get to Vanquisher 1. For me, Vanquisher 1 is the next ultimate goal. And the reason why you need a Vanquisher 1 is basically because of the hard rock. I think the constraining currency to Celestial Island, certainly for me in the short term, is basically hard rock. You need hard rock to basically upgrade, well, one, these attack buildings, attack aura buildings, but secondly also, you need hard rock to upgrade these houses, to get more cozy points. Because the more houses you have, the more cozy points you get, and the more cozy points you get, the more, basically, much more land you can open. And I think hard rock, beyond toolboxes, like, yeah, fine, I totally get that toolboxes are a constraining item, but I think Hard Rock, given the choice between 5,000 Hard Rock and 5,000 basically trophy toolboxes on Cloud Island, which one would you rather? Hard Rock any day of the week. So that's why I'm basically trying to push Void Vanquisher when I can, when it opens. I'm probably have enough to have a decent shot, and I'm gonna go for it, because look at that. You get like what, 300 Hard Rock each time. Void Vanquisher, Void Vortex opens twice a week. You're gonna get 600 Rock every single week, compared to what I'm at Void Vanquisher, basically 6. I get half of that every week, right? So my progress is half by not being at the top. I need to get to the top, right? So that is that. Then if we go to the Transcendence package, I've done the math on both of these this week. They're basically the same in terms of gems per dollar spent. It's just a question of, I mean, I'm not buying either of these because I don't think there's enough value there, even though it was kind of technically better value than last week for some of these packs. But, you know, like I said last week, I'm kind of saving my money now that I'm getting into sneakers and investing in sneakers. And this game, as fun as it is, you know, I've got to be more selective about how I spend my cash. It's just not there for me. Like, I need it to be much better value. I'm going to probably pig out. My next event where I'm going to pig out is either Halloween or the Black Friday event, because I think that's when they're going to deliver outstanding value. And I'd much rather spend like, you know, $500 on Black Friday than sort of like $100 a week. Just because I know you're guaranteed that Black Friday will be an outstanding event. It always is. So that's why I'm saving my cash for that. But if we look at the value, if you really care about the value, so it's really centered around puppets. So if you've never seen my videos, this is how we get to the value of puppets. 5-star, not a puppet obviously, but 5-star hero, 6-star puppet, 9-star puppet, 10-star puppet, and obviously you need a certain number of 5-star heroes to get to 6-star, 9-star, 10-star puppets. And this here tells you how many heroes or 5-star heroes you need. And you're probably asking yourself, well, how do we get to a gem value of 400 gems per 5-star hero? It goes way back. You used to be able to smash a certain event to get 4-star hero shards, and you need 8 of those heroes to get basically 1 5-star. If you used to get get 1 5-star, and each smash, every time you smash, you needed 50 gems, and that was a reliable way to get sort of cheap 5-star heroes. That mode doesn't exist anymore. Not even sure what it's called, but that's how we get the 400 gem value. Long time ago, it was probably no longer relevant because you could probably get much cheaper 4-star shards from Celestial Island now. Not Celestial Island, Steel Land now, and I'm almost certain you can. So this probably needs to be updated. This analysis needs to be, therefore, needs to be taken with a grain of salt. Meaning, as in, the value of sort of just food has diminished over time as they've opened up Celestial Island 25. But let's just assume or accept that a 5-star hero is worth 400 gems for the time being, because it makes this math happen. So then the $100 pack, 20 cores, 1,500 gems value per core. So 20 times 1,500, 30,000, etc. Then one 10-star puppet, it's worth 25,600 gems. In aggregate, you get 55,600 gems for the $100 pack, and it's 556 gems per dollar spent. It's basically line ball of the $50 pack, 554 gems per dollar spent. So up to you which one you're going to go for if you're going to buy something this week. I personally will go for the $100 pack, only because just cores, right? The stealth shards that you get with that is just as opposed to the $50 pack. Like I said, as good as wishing coins are, I'd much rather cores compared to wishing coins. But again, up to you. So that's the math for this week in terms of the value packs. Line ball, they're both the same. In terms of gems per dollar spent, like I said, just which one are you going to get more value out of? The only thing that'll leave you with this week that's a bit thought-provoking, like I said earlier in the video, it's very much about what's increasingly clear is you don't need, you know, 3 Delaciums, 4 Delaciums, 8 Demon Bells to push Void, Vanquisher, and Vortex. Jun's done a video, Jesus is here has done a video, I think Barra's now done a video as well. They're all basically jacking up Sia in her house just greatly. And so you're probably like, well, I don't have all these heroes, how do I optimize it? There's no other way. You got to get all, like, basically a house sitter for each of those residential houses for Sia, right? So in her world, who can you get? Like Sia, it's either Fiona or Sia itself. It's either Sherlock or a Queen. It's either Ikonimaru or fucking Samurai Pizza Cat, ATD, or this other lady, right? So all of a sudden, these other junky heroes that you never consider building, like Ikinimaru, Inosuke, who's he's not here anymore. Like I've sacrificed him, right? These heroes that you normally wouldn't consider building, you now unfortunately have to build if you're gonna adopt that strategy of, you know, not needing 3 Delaciums and basically, you know, a hero from every faction and 4 Demon Bells to push Void Vortex Vanquisher, right? If you're gonna go down the super Seer path, Sword Flash Seer path, you have to make it as powerful as you can get, and that means you need a householder for every single one of these houses. You need to upgrade every single one of these buildings. But the key thing that I want to leave you away with is that each residential house takes a percentage of the attack or HP or speed for that hero in there. Meaning, if you haven't sort of clued into it by now, originally I left my Akinimaru at basically level 100. He was 10 star, but he was level 100. I was like, look, they're all the same. I'm just going to get them 10 star and just leave them there. No, it's 7% of that, the hero's attack value. Meaning, it's in your interest, even if you leave it at 10 stars, it's in your interest to basically get as high attack as possible for that hero in that house. What does that mean? What's the soul? What's the soul? What is this? Like, I had to go from 100 to 250, but more importantly, I had to roll for an attack stone, right? Why? Because it jacks up his attack value. And if you're trying to get more attack for CO, whoever the main householder or homeowner is, you got to configure this hero to have as much attack or HP, let's ignore speed for now, as possible, right? So the only way you can get that is, one, you got to give him as much attack as possible, and the way you do that obviously is through the stones, but then also through the artifact that you give him, right? 11% attack, what else? 25% attack. So increasing those artifacts that you would normally sacrifice, like for example, if we go, where are the artifacts? Here we go. So for some of these lesser artifacts, where, let's go to dark, the specific dark artifacts, like this one, Echo of Death, right? All of a sudden, usually I just throw those away, right? But all of a sudden, you know, I should keep those and upgrade as much as I can. Where, is there a special shadow one that just gives me extra attack? No, doesn't look like there is. But if there was, right? Oh, actually, this one, 2,700 attack, 90%. No, that's against a class. But you get what I'm saying, right? All of a sudden, that becomes valuable. And all of a sudden, you know, you're going to want to equip these heroes for the time being. If you're trying to jack up Sia's power, or his attack, increase his attack power. Like, for example, 121048, keep that number in mind. 121048 is his current attack. And so what that means in terms of 7% of that, what are we getting? We go here. We're giving Sia 4,553, right? We want to jack that up, right? Let's see how far we can get it, just with the current shit that I do have. So Ikinimaru, he's a warrior, isn't he? Yep. All right. So we will strip. Oh, come on. We will strip the warrior gear from you, and we will give it to you. But then, if you're trying to 167, obviously, then if you're trying to maximize attack, you're also going to give him the 3-star pieces. Is that more? 117, yep. Then you're going to want to give him an attacked artifact, which, I got attack. Yeah, that's got attack. That's the most attack you can get, right? So, 202058. What were we in the house? It was like 4,000, 4 something. 9393, right? So now all of a sudden, when you're pushing Void Vortex, and you're fucking around the houses, if you're doing that Seer strategy, you've all of a sudden got to make, depending on what you're trying to maximize, optimize either the HP or the attack. I think most people are going to optimize attack. Everyone all of a sudden, like has to go away and go fuck around with the householder, their armor, their stones, the artifacts, just to get the maximum amount of buff possible, or that one attribute that you're going for, right? So not only do you have to change the main heroes that are going to avoid Vanquisher, you're gonna have to change all the supporting heroes in the house. It's a bit of a hassle, but look, if based on the videos that those guys have done, it looks like it's the cheaper way than getting like 7 Demon Bells, 4 Rogans, and 4 Delaciums, right? Anyway, just food for thought. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you next week, guys. Stay safe.